Hello, my intuitive, sensitive soulmates. It's me, Sarahmony, and I would like to share with you my favorite tools that I use when I exercise my intuition. And this is whether I'm at home or whether I'm out and about in the world as it is, or whether I go someplace to set up a space where it is appropriate to be able to exercise intuition. One of the most typical things that you can always find me with when I'm exercising my intuition is my journal, a pen, and something I can see that's pretty. So yeah, you'll often find me with something shiny and transparent, usually, that I can see through, that's reflecting some light and some color into my life. And I also just allow myself to dump through the pen and the ink right onto that silky, smooth, creamy page, and I will write absolutely everything. Yeah. So for me, making sure that I have a place to complete mind dump, to share my deepest truths with myself, to also make sense of things and to draw and make connections on the paper that help me to relax my mind, so that it doesn't have to figure something out like from the invisible side. I can see it visibly in front of me. That is such an important tool for me to have: the pen, the paper, and something shiny like a weighted, paperweight, something heavy. Another thing that you'll often find me doing is putting smells into my space, into the environment around me. Really making sure that that I can smelling something specific, really kind of hones my system for me. And I do it intentionally so that I give myself a smell that will allow me to breathe deeper, to breathe it in. And then also when I use the same smells again and again, I find that this relationship with smell, just like when you smell something like a flower or a leaf or something that you haven't smelled in a long time, it takes you to that safe, sweet space inside your psyche that is in the olfactory memories center. And that's why we can have sentiments or old memories come up and go, wow, oh, I remember that smell, or that smells from my childhood. And so I do that with myself, where I create a nice strong smell, and then I keep creating the smell again and again. When I am going to exercise my intuition, it just immediately cues my body's system to follow suit. Another thing that you'll find me doing is keeping and surrounding myself with live plants. Live plants are something that I find reminds me to go slow, to remember that my being is a plant. I'm also a plant being. There's plant in me. I eat plants. I see plants, and also I want to remind myself that is a huge part of my relationship with being a spirited being here on earth, is that I am here to love plants and to listen to the plants and to find out what the plants' dreams and wishes are, and what my role is as far as being a thinker with the plants that can move plant. So yeah, plants are something that I keep around me. It really reminds me that I am alive. Another thing that you will find me constantly keeping around me are any of my art tools. So it's no big deal, but I always keep some colored pencils, a paintbrush, some markers around, things that just allow me to not always use words, or not always, I don't know. I've always been very much a doodler, a drawer. Sometimes language just does not do it for me when it comes to self-expression or understanding any given thing. So yeah, I keep those around. Another thing, this is related to the smells is I will use lotions. So I will put rich smelling, creamy lotions on my skin to give myself just a sweet, sensual experience. And I find that when I do that, it is a form of my own self-love, is through smooth touch. And so because I'm doing that, I am being in love, and then intuition follows love, and love, follows freedom. So a huge part of this is choosing with my free will to do these small little things, which ultimately become rituals. That is my relationship with myself, letting myself know that now is the time for that's completely safe. Now is the time I am in my highest protection. Now is the time where there is no time and space, and we're free together, girlfriend. We're free together. So another thing that you'll find that I keep around me are some of my prized favorite books, or just whatever it is that I'm personally reading right now. And it could be anything at all. But I do find that my relationship with books is also the relationship with an author, the author, and authors, and it's also a relationship with the subject matter. So I experience my relationship with books as the sense of osmosis, where I'm putting around me the subject matter, I'm putting around me the people who made it possible for these books to be here, and then I'm also putting myself around these manifestations that represent a completion of a body of work that is not only for oneself to read and possess, but that has been now shared and grown into the world. And I find that to be something very important to me. And so therefore, then it creates this relationship that I have with getting myself to open up my inner book, my intuition, and to access whatever it is inside of me, that I can bring forth to use, come what may. Normally, I have always surrounded myself with my love notes, pictures of families and friends, little paintings or drawings that I've made recently, little positive thought cards, little mementos that friends have gifted to me, or just a little something here or there a reminder that I might be studying or whatnot. I do love to surround myself with lots of symbols and art and images, and from whatever source, and just things that to me represent to me how rich my life already is, full of love languages, full of art, full of beautiful, beautiful, beautiful things. Yes, so I keep trinkets, little things that I've collected over my life. I keep them all around me, where I'm at. I have always prioritized bringing them wherever I'm at in my world, on the world, on top of the earth. And so I love to decorate my little space around me with these artifacts that remind me that I treasure the things that I see in my life. I treasure the little creatures and statues that represent to me so much more than what they are. They represent the time and place where I obtained this thing. They represent the energy and the exchanges of the people that I was with at the time, or who might have gifted this to me. I'm very much in touch with with all of my memories and all of the exchanges that were occurring at any of those times. And by keeping these things around me, they don't fade into the distance or the ether for me. I just feel there's a supercharged relationship that I have with what I love, what I treasure, and the people. And I have these relationships that are like, I literally feel my connection right here is a very, very solid, structured space. If my mind is ever like, oh, I miss somebody, or I miss something, or I'm longing for such and such, I also like use my own tools and my own relationships to appreciate that this is my love. that I'm experiencing. This is my appreciation and my gratitude that I am experiencing right now, and going, wow, how amazing do I feel? I feel amazing. I feel amazing. I'm impressed. And then whatever actions come from that, I usually like to allow myself to kind of settle down and go, maybe this was just for me to appreciate my own appreciation. Really receive from myself more these days. Whereas before I would just quickly go from something, and then feeling impulsed to act. Whereas now I'm noticing a lot of my impulse is something for me to just consume and feed off of for myself. Keeps me going strong. Did I miss anything? Candles and lighting. So I do find that it is important to me to strive to have a lot of daylight, a lot of natural lighting, no light, no room lighting. Every so often I'll light a candle or something, but no, it's very important for me to have just to be able to see the sky, and it's very important for me to just feel exposed. I think that has to do a lot with my just kind of like that, my Aquarius cusp is just needing to feel like there's just air and spaciousness out far away, and then the light coming in to my space for me to paint, to think, to read, to write, to pull out of me what I have to give into this external world here, that is just like brewing like a little hot pot inside of me. Yeah, so lots of natural daylight is very cherished by me, and I often, I do make sure I seek places to be in my life, or if I don't have that in my own home, I will then go and make it my mission to go and put myself in a space, and then set up, and then exercise my intuition, and to exercise it like the exorcist, to be an exorcist, to call it out of you. And so that's been very important to me as well. So bringing all of these things together, it creates this, it creates my environment. It creates these tools, these artifacts, these objects, that it's not that you need these same things. It's my relationship with them, or my necklace, whatever it is that has come to be in my world, that becomes my own unique individual relationship that I have with myself, with my life, with my memories, with the meanings that I make, with the things that I feel good. And these things change, can change. I mean, these things, I would not say that all of these types of things have been an always for me. Yeah, and I don't know. I allow myself to learn. I don't know. But I do highly recommend to you that you go ahead and just take a look around you, even, and how do you like the way you keep yourself? How do you keep yourself? How much of you is around you, or how much do you perhaps even find that you're maybe just identifying more as a witness to the world as the way it already is? And then I ask of you, or I encourage you to become curious and to discover, is it possible, what would happen if you took something, and not even just something someone else made and put it right here in space, but what if you took something from inside of you and you put it out into space, like this? Let's take this right now. I painted this, and now it's externalized. And what if I gave this to somebody? There is a lot of vulnerability in creating and giving what's inside of ourselves out into this world. And that, to me, is incredibly powerful, a huge gift and a huge lesson that we get to participate in, regardless of our relationship or evolving relationship with it. To me, to be an experiencer here in the 3D, 4D realm of this earth, and to be with what we perceive as our plants, friends, and the rocks and the creatures in our cells here. I do look around, and I'm quite fascinated with the beautiful simplicity of what we have here, and the simplicity also then of what that means when we can be gentle and create a good feeling for each other. We can notice really how simple things can be when we honor and allow the slowness and the space to exist between us, so that both can come together as they will and feel safe, feel solid, feel soft, and then also to have that firm grip then for, what I see often is sometimes, big, gravity happens, and big risks do need to be taken, and we don't have a lot of time to just push the pause button and say, hey, let's take everything into account and then make the next best decision. When it comes to the things we love, like our family members, our friends, our partners, our lovers, our children, our pet, our anything we love, the world itself. It is something that we just don't have forever and a day, although we do. We just don't have forever and a day right here in our little stories. So it is important to practice. To me, it is important to establish this safe, like infinite little universe bubble where we go to exercise our intuition so that it's strong when we're living out in the world in an environment where we might not have anything more than ourself to tune into and to tap into and say, can I muster up and call on all that I am to be able to also be and offer the most of myself in every experience. Can I, if that's your thing, my thing is to be able to open up and to be in an experience with the earth world as it is, not necessarily trying to astral project into other spaces at this time. I feel like I'll just go ahead and go visit any other day, but in my lifetime here, I'm quite clear on what my personal soul identity is. So yeah, hello surface of the earth, what's up? Whoa, cool technology.